Here from windowcleaner.com, and we are live again telling you. Oh, by the way, first person in is Big Squeegee, the most awesome person ever. And I'm going to see him, I think, in like a couple weeks at the huge convention, by the way. If you're here, if you're anywhere, please do say hello. Tell me if you're going to the huge convention. I would love to know if you are. But anyway, I'll be there. I'm getting in on Tuesday. Big Squeegee, by the way, on TikTok, he said yes. And cheesecake. We went for cheesecake last year. It was like after the show on one of the days. We were just beat and super tired. And it was amazing. It was most amazing getting to hang out with him. But if you guys haven't been to one of these lives that I'm starting to do anyway, go ahead and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to me there. If you're on TikTok, follow me. Do all those things. But really, we're just doing Q&As. We're just doing some talking with business owners all day, every day. I'm texting back and forth with people and calling and all that. And I just thought, hey, it'd be really cool to kind of do a live version of talking with you guys and gals. So if you're here, please do say hello. By the way, starting off with some of the cool stuff. This here is the Zero Benchmade. This is super limited. Obviously, anybody with $5,000 order on the Zero Products website will get one of these. If you order through me and you need water-fed systems, all that good stuff, let me know. I'll make sure you get one. Again, anything over $5K gets you a free Benchmade, which, by the way, here's a fun fact, is we can't sell these because it's a knife and you can't sell knives apparently on the platform that we do. If so, they won't let you sell anymore. So, yeah, so we can't sell them, but we can give them away, you know. And it's considered a free gift. It doesn't actually say the terrible. It's like going to an airport and saying the word bomb. Can't say bomb. Bomb, 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 bomb. If you know what that's from. And by the way, if you know what that's from, tell me, because I would love to know I'm not the only nerd. But also, real quick, the stickers, limited sticker pack thing. Any orders on WCR gets stickers, and put them somewhere awesome, and you will be entered to win. So anyway, if you guys got questions, please do. Ask away. I want to jump right into it. I got a ton of questions. I don't know that I'll get through all of them. But how do I get over the fear of raising prices when I know I'm worth more? From Sean. Man, that's a tough one. Raising prices is really scary for most people. And the reason is that people think that if you tell somebody that you have to raise your prices, that they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And then they're going to leave you, which could totally happen if you do it the wrong way. Really, it could, but it doesn't, right? Like gas is always more expensive. Milk is always more expensive. The economy is continually changing. And I know it's kind of messed up and scary to do that. But if you know you're worth more, you have to raise the prices. And all we do is we raise prices every single year in my own personal company. And I raise prices 2% above inflation. 2%. People don't complain about that. They understand the product. And if you start properly, you're good. By the way, if you didn't start right, Sean, and you're like, man, I'm like way off. A lot of people, when they start window cleaning, they don't think they're worth it, so they don't charge that much, which the biggest problem is trying to get them back up. If you're charging $100 and you know you should be at $300, it's really hard to make that jump because people are just going to basically think you're full of it and they're going to drop you. But if you're like, dude, I am only doing $50 a man hour, all you need to do is from here on out, this minute, raise your prices for every new customer that comes in. And instead of, say, $10 a pane, you're at $12 a pane. It's that, literally that easy. And I was talking with somebody else about payroll on employees. And the interesting thing in the payroll thing is that if you improve, so say, again, we're doing, production-wise, we should be doing, say, $100 a man hour, right? But if they're not quite doing that, then you're not on par. But at $10 a pane, ins and outs, they should be doing 10 of those an hour. So if you raise that by $2 each, that means those 10 panes, instead of $100, are now $120. You just $20. Their production just rose, went up, whatever, by 100 or by $20. So raising prices is scary, but super, super easy. So, by the way, a bunch of people jumping into TikTok live. Thank you. Say hello if you're here, please. That would be amazing. Also, 5 Gil, what's up? 5 Gil is on YouTube. What's up? Hope you guys are doing great. By the way, I have to say, what are you doing for this heat? The heat is insane. Insane. It's so humid right now. We went right from rain to humid. Like, that's really what we just did. We went from rain to humid, and now it's super humid. So if you're on TikTok, make sure to leave a heart. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and like it. Got another question. By the way, if you guys got questions or want to talk or just say hi, please jump in. This is literally what we're doing this for. Trying to do these daily before 10 o'clock. That's at least the goal. What's up, Jersey? Quick question. Would you invest in a truck wrap first or SEO? And that is from Nice Job Window Washing. Man. So both of those are really, really good ROIs. Really good ROIs. But I'll tell you, SEO is by far the best. If you use the right company, you're in the right area, you got all that stuff. There's a lot of really kind of things that go towards that. But SEO is really, really bonkersly amazing. Here's the thing with SEO, by the way, is when you have, it's search engine optimization, but it's like nobody can find, no matter how great your website is, nobody can find it unless it's put out there so people can see it, right? So SEO is really, really important, but having the right company is really good. You guys know I talk about Monk SEO all the time. They've done phenomenal things for me and like 50 people that I know. So really, really good. But having a company do that allows people to find your website. And I'll tell you this, you don't even have to take my word for it. Just answering me this question. If you're here, if you're on any of the platforms, please respond. But when you want something new, what do? Say, I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's get some Chinese. I want something new, a new place. What do? Almost everybody would jump on Google and just type in like Chinese near me or, something. That's what people do to find window cleaning companies. So many of the companies that are out there think that they have some kind of weird magic formula and they're getting customers in a completely different way. And you're not. It's mainly going to be that. If you're doing ads and they're working, awesome. If you're doing Facebook ads and they're working, awesome. You will still, with the right SEO, you will still make all of your, let me rephrase it, not all. You will make the majority of your new customers through SEO. 1,000%. So if you are the kind of company that has a good website and everything else, the SEO allows people to find it, you will get more than 50% of your people through your website. You just will. And the nice thing about that is it is just continually going and going and going and going and going and going and going, which is fantastic. Fantastic. Big Squeegee just said, buy me out so I can retire. Big Squeegee on TikTok, if you're here, tell us what state you're in and area, and I will tell everybody about it. And business for sale, if anybody wants that. It's great business, by the way. And you get to be friends with Mike. So, yeah. Arkansas is the state. So if you're in Arkansas, there's a business for sale. Let me know. I'll put you in contact. But anyway, really, really good to kind of do. But when you kind of grow your company that way, that's really good. Now, the nice thing with wraps, because you asked, is it better to do a wrap or SEO? Wraps pay for themselves so quick. If you do a really good wrap on a vehicle, every time you park it anywhere, you're getting people to see it. So it's really, 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 really good as return on investment. You're talking about a wrap could be anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000. That could get you almost a whole year of SEO. So you make the decision on what you want to do, kind of what you're doing in your area. I think both of them are phenomenal. If you don't have a wrap already, get a wrap, because that is going to really bring in a lot of work. So thanks for the question, by the way. Nice job, window washing. I got another one here is, I think maybe I didn't do that one. I'd be interested in hearing your story from businessman in Wisconsin to WCO sales rep in NC. I might have. That's Average Andrew, by the way. It's a great name. But yeah, so I had my company for like 16 years. I sold my company to my operations officer because I knew I was moving. So because I knew I was moving, I didn't want to be a absentee owner. Like, that's really, really tricky to have a company. And a lot of people are like, when I retire, I'm just going to like run it remotely. Well, what happens when the main guy leaves? How do you do that? Right? So pretty tricky. When I moved, it was a high five in the hallway. Like, he took it over. I left. I had a 4-year buyout. I was a consultant legally for 4 years with him, which was our buyout plan. And he purchased, obviously, the equipment, rented my shop space and real estate. And yeah, worked out really well for both of us. So that was basically, and now I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com. So if you need anything sales, not sales, if you needed to buy anything for window cleaning, that's what I do. I am a rep, and I can put it in. And if you're getting 5K or more in zero stuff, you can actually get the free knife. There's actually not too many of these because these things are super expensive, but they're there. So get that. Also, I have a couple other videos coming out on my personal YouTube page. So if anybody is out there and has any ideas that they want to see something specifically, I'm doing more of that kind of custom stuff. So we'll definitely do that. What's up, Tom, by the way? I just jumped into TikTok live. And by the way, if you're on YouTube, of course, the number's on the screen. If you're on TikTok, it's 862-312-2026. Please save that number. All right. Next question is, how do I compete with lowballers in my area without dropping my prices? From Jason. Well, that is actually a good question, because there is a ton of companies that I won't even say their names, but there's some franchises, some other things that people always say, man, they're so low. How do I compete with this? They're so cheap. Well, let me ask you this. Like, let's just put this out there. By the way, if you're here, comment, let me know. But if I stand you next to them, and you know their prices, you know your prices, and you're both standing next to each other, right? And somebody comes up and goes, "Why should I hire you?" Well, they're cheaper. All they say is, "Well, we're $20," and you say, "Well, we're $100." And that's all you say. What happens? They buy the cheaper. But what you don't understand is that if they are cheaper, what's the value? They obviously are not as awesome as you. They're obviously not as seasoned or as good of a choice or whatever as you. So how do you put that out there so that they see that? That's called value. The hardest part of this is because everybody thinks, man, this is so expensive. No one's going to buy this. Oh my gosh, it's so expensive. And then what happens is people have to change their price in their head, but it's not. It's their value. And I always give this dumb example, but I like my analogies. But if I tell you, you have to buy one of these, and it's either $1, $10, or $1,000, what would you buy? Well, most of you would probably say 10. I don't want to get the cheapest because I don't know what it is, but I'm not spending $1,000 on something I don't know. And I tell you it's a brand new Ferrari. Then all of a sudden you buy 10 of them at $1,000, right? Because you know the value. If we're just talking about price, it changes from the value. So what is your value? Are you insured? Are you awesome? Is there a 100% satisfaction guarantee, rain guarantee? I always mention that we carry a $2 million insurance policy because I want you to be protected. Like, everything that you could possibly do is add value, not price. Don't change price, add value, right? So when you're competing against people, don't think of it as I have to be cheaper in order to compete. Oh man, I hear this literally every week. Somebody goes, this new company's coming in and they're just so much cheaper. I don't know how they're in business. They're just taking all my work. Well, why? Like, why are you losing your work? You've been doing this for 30 years and you're losing work to people who are cheaper. You're obviously not conveying your value. So convey your value over your price. Price is price. Like, average, we're going to make $100 an hour. That's what you should be at. If you're under that, raise your prices or be faster, right? But with all that being said, is that all of those pieces to this puzzle is all comes down to why somebody hires you. It's not a price thing. Now, with that being said, there was a company, gosh, this is a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago, and they wanted to prove this theory. It was a guy who was really big into kind of like, writing books and stuff. Pretty cool dude. But he wanted to prove this theory that you could charge anything you wanted for window cleaning as long as the value was there. Now, he was doing window cleaning that somebody would charge $200 for $1,000. He didn't last very long because there's still a cap, right? It's not that you're the cheapest. It's that you have to have enough people in that range to then hire you. So Bugatti exists. It's $1 million plus car, right? But that's not something I'm buying. I don't know about you. Maybe you're doing great, but we're not buying those. Somebody is buying those. So there is a market, but where's the cap, right? If you have $100 million car, somebody could buy it, but you're not going to make a bunch of them and then find a market, right? So we want to be in the ballpark, but we don't have to be the cheapest. And I'm telling you, like, there could be somebody out there, and there is. Literally, if you look at window cleaners in your area, somebody out there is charging like, $99 for what you're charging $300 for. That's absolutely a fair assumption, and it's happening everywhere. And then what do we say? We go, well, they don't have insurance probably, or they're not going to last at those prices, right? But they're still at those prices. There will always be a McDonald's cheeseburger, and there will always be a steakhouse cheeseburger. You go to a fancy restaurant, and it's $29 for a burger. You go to McDonald's and it's like $2. It's probably not anymore. I haven't been in a while. But you know what I'm saying? They're different things, right? So you add the value. Why would somebody go buy a $29 cheeseburger when they could buy a $2 cheeseburger? If you believe the logic that people only buy the cheapest, then the problem ends up being is that you don't know what I just explained. There's always McDonald's, and McDonald's is very popular because people know what's in it. Now it's quick, it's all that, but it's not at all the same thing as the valued, $29 product. You don't go in there and the waiter's wearing a tux or a tie, or like there's soft music, and it's different, and they're expected to be different. If you go to Walmart right now, they're the low price leader, and that's fine. But when you go there, there's like crap on the floor. There's like, stickers and spills and empty shelves and stuff all over. It looks like somebody looted a Walmart. Walmart's my least favorite place to ever go in. We have a good one in like the mountains, but I don't have a good one around. When you go there, there's still a bunch of people. Why? Well, it's cheaper. They have they understand that they're going to get a different experience with a cheaper, crappier place. But guess what? There's still fancy places. There's still people out there buying Lululemon if you have daughters, or maybe you wear it yourself, no judgment. I have daughters, and they want to buy Lululemon, which is like leggings for $100. It's like you could buy leggings for Walmart for like nothing. Well, they're different. Okay. If you don't believe that in window cleaning, but you believe that in everything else, then that's part of the problem. Is that you're not looking at this as a business. Why would somebody hire you versus somebody else? Don't talk price. What's your USP? I've asked that question so many times, I've stopped asking it because people are like, okay, we get it. But I do WCR Nation, which is a podcast for window cleaners. It's the business. It's been going on for 8 years, every single week, 30-minute episode. Listen to it while you're working. It's awesome from what I've heard by my mom. But the big piece of that is that when somebody has, like, okay, a USP should be something that's unique. And everybody's like, well, I'm super nice, Well, guess what? The other guy's nice. That's not unique, right? Unique means Here's a guy told me this, and his name was, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget his name. Anyway, we'll pretend his name is Doug Smith. Sorry, I'm butchering this. But he's a magician, an awesome magician. I've seen his stuff. It's phenomenal. He got into window cleaning. But at the time, he was talking to one of his magician friends, and he's like, man, I don't know how I can charge more. And he's like, be you. Because there's only one you. So if somebody wants you, they're not going to find a cheaper you somewhere. There's only one you, right? There's only one of your companies. There's only one company out there offering the things. Be unique. What's unique about it? And I'll tell you, being insured is not unique, but if I add, I'm fully insured, we carry a $2 million insurance policy, we have a 7-day rain guarantee, 100% satisfaction guarantee, you do not pay a dime unless you're happy. Every window cleaning company probably does that. They're not leaving people unhappy. They're not doing crap work. Probably most of them are insured, right? Maybe the 7-day rain guarantee is kind of unique. But here's the thing. If you say it, it's yours. Literally. And here's a really, really cool kind of piece to that is that if you watch Mad Men, they've done this before. You've seen this in advertisement. One of the things was cigarettes. It was right after the Reader's Digest came out and said cigarettes are killing people. And they're like, well, how do we advertise these? And the guy goes, well, tell me your process. He goes over everything. We cut it, we dry it, we toast it, we package. He goes, hold on. You toast it. He goes, yeah, everybody does. Okay. Whatever, Lucky Strike, it's toasted. And he goes, yeah, but everybody's is toasted. He goes, but not everybody's saying that. Everybody else is poison. Ours is toasted, right? Folgers is a mountain-grown coffee. Guess what? Coffee only grows in the mountains. It only grows at those elevations. You can't grow them at like sea level. So every coffee you've ever drank was mountain roasted, but they are the ones that said it, right? So if you have all of these things, boom, 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 maybe the other guy does, but you've already said it. That's your unique point. Look at all of this stuff you're getting. This is the big picture to all of this, right? Nick Williams on TikTok. Yeah, I'm getting to work, man. I'm jumping on chat in 10 minutes. I'm trying to wrap this up. But the big picture ends up being is that if you say all of those things, right? If the other guy goes, I'm cheaper, and you go, I have fully insured, carry 2 million, and all those things, you list off them, and at the end you're like, and our techs are trained by me with pictured name badges. We show up in wrapped vehicles so you know who we are. You can feel safe to have us in your home, and we will have a lot to prove to you to make sure that you understand how awesome we are. And then the other guy goes, yeah, me too. Well, guess what? Their brain's already on you. They're like, well, why would I get this other guy? He's $99. But this guy for $200, I got all of this other stuff. I got all these other pieces, right? So really, really big kind of unique pieces to it make people want to buy you. They make people want to buy, and it doesn't have to be price. Don't let it come down to price, because if price is what you think you're battling on, then you have no, like, if I set you next to somebody and they're like, we're $100, and you're like, I'm $200. And they go, well, why would I choose you? And you go, okay, I'm going to hire the cheap guy, right? If the price is the only thing that they're talking about and you can't tell them the value and why you are that price, they're not going to hire you, right? So don't focus on price, focus on value. I know, I've said it 1,000 times, but realistically, I mean, go jump on pro window cleaning and just look at the people talking about it. It's every single time, somebody's talking about somebody's cheaper and how do I compete with these guys? Look at this, it's $99, whole house washed. I can't believe they're, well, battle them in business and explain, well, yeah, you can choose the $99 guy, but if you choose me, here's what you get, right? Michael Geller was the magician's name, by the way. I always tell people, be Michael Geller, be unique, be you. Anyway, hey, if you're on TikTok or you're on YouTube, please do subscribe, follow me, do all that stuff. WCR Nation is a podcast. So if you like any of this content, you just want to be a nerd and listen to it anyway out in the field. Nobody has to know you're a nerd, but I'm a nerd. It's WCR Nation. Just go find it, download it, listen to it. It comes out every Friday. Also, I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com. It's literally what I do. Hopefully you get some value out of the stuff I do for you. And there's my unique point. Buy your stuff through me. It doesn't cost you anything extra. 862-312-2026. And if you want to chat more, I'll be on live chat here in 8 minutes on windowcleaner.com. So thanks for coming in. And yeah, thanks for just being awesome.